What's going on, guys? It's Untold. Welcome back to another video. In today's video, we're going to be talking about AA or Alcoholics Anonymous, and I'll be giving you my honest opinions about it. So if you guys enjoy the video after watching it and you guys want to see more content like this, leave a like, comment, subscribe down below, and yeah, let's get this shit going. So before I delve into my opinions on AA and what AA is actually like, I just want to tell you guys how I'm qualified to talk about AA. I have gone to AA in my life for a combined total of like 6 months. Like not gone to AA, like I've been to meetings and shit for like 6 months, and I've done the actual like process of like actually doing the AA steps and been on that kind of grind for 3 of those 6 months. And the reason I had started going to AA in the first place was this. I had mentioned this in a previous video. I believe it was my nicotine video about how I went to a rehab sort of thing in Maryland. And it wasn't so much of a rehab as it was a sober living house that I was living at that required you to go to this IOP programming at the main office, I think like 5 times a week or like 4 times a week or some shit. And part of the requirements of living at the sober house was that you had to attend, I think it was three A meetings or NA meetings a week, and that was a requirement to live at the house. So everybody who lived there had to do it, and it was something we all had to just suck up and fucking do. But yeah, that's why I had started going to AA meetings. But when I had moved back to New York after living in Maryland for my 4 months that I was there, I went back to AA in New York, and actually started kind of like doing the program like how you're supposed to do it. Whereas in Maryland, I was kind of just there because I had to be there. So for 3 of the 6 months that I was in AA, I actually like worked the program and did what I was supposed to do. Shared at meetings, did all that fucking bullshit. Fucking talked everybody's ear off about shit I was doing, like all that bullshit. Like I actually at the time thought that I wanted to be fucking sober, which was like the weird fucking part. But but yeah, that's how I'm qualified to talk about AA. Just yeah, that was my experience. Like those are my 6 months there. Like 3 months of just being there, like because I had to be, and then 3 months of actually doing it. So I think I'm pretty qualified to give a pretty nice overview of what the entire experience is like. So I'll start out by telling you the different types of a meeting that exist. So there's a bunch of different types of meetings. There's fucking discussion meetings, big book meetings, fucking step meetings, traditions meetings. Like there's like hell of shit. And like big book meetings is where big book meetings are where everybody reads a passage from the big book, which is like the big book is like the fucking holy fucking Bible for A and shit. Like it's just like the main like literature that everybody reads, and it's like the biggest tenet of like AA is reading this fucking book with your sponsor and shit. But yeah, big book meetings are where you read a passage from that shit, and then you discuss like your interpretation of the reading and like how it impacted you and all that fucking jazz. Discussion meetings, on the other hand, are like what you've seen in movies and shit, where it's just like a circle of people, like each talking about their fucking problems and like shit that they've like experienced and like their story and all that shit. Typically at those meetings, like the regular standard AA meetings is a discussion meeting, and at those meetings, at least in New York, it's different in Maryland, but at least in New York, what they would do is most times they'd have a speaker that usually is either a member of that group or like they do some kind of like speaker exchange with like other groups in the area, and like a speaker will come in and like essentially what they do is the speaker starts the meeting, talks for like 15 like 10 to 15 20 minutes roughly about like their story and like just like how they like started out like with their drinking career or whatever, and how they progressed to alcoholism, and then how they found AA and then were fucking saved miraculously somehow. And then typically after that, the rest of the meeting is people raising their hand and commenting on what the speaker said, giving their own interpretation of what the speaker said. They can also kind of tell their story a little bit, shit that's going on in their lives, like all that kind of stuff. The other types of meetings that exist are just like kind of variations on the other ones, like the traditions and the step meetings. Like they both use like the other main books of AA. The one book is called the 12 Steps and 12 Traditions, And there's also books called like there's other books and shit that like other types of meetings are based off of and all that. But the main ones are discussion meetings and big book meetings. And yeah, discussion meetings are like what you see in the fucking movies and shit, and like their standard definition of AA. And big book meetings are like kind of like more like I don't know, like you see less of that kind of shit like when you're watching movies and all that. Now, after my experiences with being in AA, I am a firm believer that it is some sort of cult. Like it has to be. Like the shit that they teach you is just so like cult like. Like some of the main teachings of AA are that one, you are powerless, and that is the main thing. Is that you are the most major tenet of AA is that you are powerless, and that literally it doesn't even just apply to alcohol. They make it apply to your entire life. So you're supposed to be powerless over everything. Like your actions are supposed to be God's will and God's will only. Like everything you do isn't your will, it's what God's will and has planned for you. Like you're supposed to lose all sense of like self will and like self entitlement, and you're supposed to lose all sense of that, and you're supposed to give up your life to God. You're supposed to give yourself to God. With just that part alone, dude, like you can see how this shit sounds like a fucking cult to like anybody who's not in the program, right? Like it sounds like some like religious cult bullshit where like you're supposed to be devout as fuck and like just give yourself away to Christ and all that bullshit, right? Like I'm not religious. Like you can do whatever the fuck you want with your lives. I respect it. But like when one of the main tenets of your program is that you're supposed to give up all your power to fucking God, like when that's one of your main tenets of your program, and like everybody in the program is indoctrinated to think like that. Like I'm not using that word lightly. Like indoctrination is like literally what it happens there. Like your sponsor and everybody around you will ingrain this into your fucking mind. Like when you're doing your reading and shit, like it will be ingrained into your mind how you are powerless and how God has to be the one who saves you. Like you don't have the power to save yourself. God has to save you. God is the only person who can cure your alcoholism. A higher power is the only person who can do it. Can't be you. If it's you, you would have done it before. Like it's shit like that. Like yeah, there are just so many. There's just so much shit that just points to it being a fucking cult. And like, there's like rumors like around like everybody who doesn't go to AA thinks like that. And seeing as I'm like an ex AA person now, like I can definitely see why people say that and why I think it. Like obviously, like they're not like using their like power over people to like make them do like bad shit. Like they're trying to like better people's lives, quote unquote. And like I can respect it, but like you can see how like that kind of religious indoctrination, like it's probably some kind of fucking front for like the Catholic Church or some bullshit. I don't know, bro. It's like the kind of shit like that. Like it's gotta be a front for some religious organization, dude. Like there's gotta be some like ulterior motive behind that. But maybe I'm just fucking crazy. I don't fucking know. But but yeah. Yeah, now let's talk about the fucking people. Oh my fucking god, the people, dude. Like you will like AA in the big book even says like it brings people together that normally would have not met. Like normally would have like had never had any interactions, like nothing in common whatsoever, like other than them being alcoholics. Like it literally nothing in common, and it says that in the big book. And God fucking damn it, I believe it because I am a young person. I right now I'm 19 years old. I was 19 when I was going to AA in New York. I was 18 when I was going to AA in Maryland. Like I'm a young fucking person, and there are so many old fucks who go to these meetings, bro. Not trying to be mean to the old people, but these old fucks, I'm just gonna say it. They just go to these meetings and they just like, dude, these people who have been sober for 40 years, like, dude, you're gonna fucking die in 2 years anyway. Just fucking drink. Like, come on. Like, holy shit. Like, what's the fucking point? Like you're gonna die. At least enjoy your life before you fucking croak, dude. You're sitting there being miserable because you can't fucking drink your entire life, like, and then you're gonna just die. Like, holy fuck, dude. Yeah, you'll be seeing these people with like fucking 35. Like, yeah, I got 35 years sober today. Like, congratulations, dude. That's fucking awesome. Like, I'm not even being like, That's fucking cool. Like, yeah, like sure. But at that point, like, don't you think you've been cured? Like, like the whole idea is that you can never cure alcoholism, but like, don't you think by the definition of cured that you are cured if you can live your life 35 years without drinking? Like, don't you think that you've cured your alcoholism? Like, like no, like according to AA, no, you can't cure it. Like, it's like you're just like, yeah, you can't cure it. Like AA is like your permanent solution for the rest of your life. But like, dude, like you're sober for 30 years and you're still going to meetings. Like you're just it's crazy. Just like go do other shit with your life. You have a fucking wife and kids. You're fucking on retirement, on fucking pension. Just go on vacations, dude. Like don't sit there and like be miserable and go into meetings all the time. No, just fucking do shit with your life. You're going to die soon anyway. Like just go do shit with your life. Like literally. But yeah, sorry about that little rant. But yeah, the people like, that you'll meet at these meetings, man. Oh my God, they are. It's such a wild bunch. Like you'll have like some people who like are like young and like hip and all that and like kind of like understand you. Like there was this one girl who I was like talking to who was like 23 and like she was pretty cool. You could tell that she was only there because she was like so desperate. Like you know what I mean? Like her life like had gone down the shitter like and like her only like she had tried other shit like went to rehab like tried other shit like didn't fucking work like you can tell she was only there because she was like that fucking desperate for a solution. And yeah, that's a lot of times too. A lot of people come in very desperate, and people in AA too. They call it the gift of desperation. Like imagine being like, it pisses me off so much to this day. Calling desperation a gift, like your life is so miserable that you have to resort to going to AA, and that's a gift to you. Like that's fucking awful. It's like you're glorifying someone else's pain. It's disgusting, bro. But yeah, other than them just being old and kind of out of touch and just having nothing in common with them. These people are just strange, dude. Like you like honestly, alcoholism is a fucking like it's a disease, like it is, and it's like it just like addiction. It's like I admit like I'm a fiend. I'm a fucking addict, and I just accept that and just continue my life. You know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna sit there and go to AA meetings because of it. I'm just gonna try my best to be as responsible as possible and make videos educating you guys as to why this lifestyle isn't like a good choice. You know what I mean? But these people, like they're all like most definitely all of them are just like mentally ill. Like they have some sort of mental illness. Like they're just like these people are just strange. Like they just have weird personalities. Like you'll meet a lot of different people who just have a variety of different like weird personalities and like weird opinions and like weird takes and just like weird shit in general. Like you'll meet so many of these people and it just gets old. Like having to deal with like really strange people. Like one time, like I was speaking at a meeting, and afterwards, this old guy comes up to me, really old guy, and he starts like crying and like talking to me, like come on, you gotta stay, like yeah, you gotta stay. Come on, yeah, and he's like crying about it and shit. It's like the weirdest shit. Like, there's just like so much weird shit that goes down at these meetings, man, and like it's just commonplace. People just have to deal with this shit all the time. Like dealing with these fucking weirdos is just like most people are just weird as fuck. Like there are some cool people, but there are a lot of bad eggs and a lot of weird eggs, I should say, at these AA meetings, bro. Next thing I'm going to talk about is just the idea of like the fact that there's like homework to do in AA. Like essentially like what that means is you can go to meetings all you want, but according to the people in AA to work the program, quote unquote, you have to like get a sponsor, get a home group, and excuse me, get a sponsor, get a home group, and do step work. And what that means is going with us, the sponsor, who's like supposed to be quote unquote your spiritual advisor, like aka he's just the guy you talk to about AA shit. But a lot of people like take like spiritual advisor to mean like somebody who helps you with your fucking like day-to-day life decisions. Like you go to your sponsor, like ask them like, hey, should I take this new job or not? Like what the like no, like stop asking them that shit. Like that's not what they're supposed to be doing, but a lot of people do it like that. But yeah, step work is like when you go into the big book with your sponsor and you start reading it and you do like worksheets. You have like a notebook and you like underline shit in the big book and you like read passages with your sponsor, discuss like what they mean to you and like read other books and like write shit down in your notebook about like how the passage made you feel and like write down like how you relate and like it's just a bunch of fucking bullshit. Like, I don't want to sit there and do homework to not be an alcoholic. I just don't want to be an alcoholic anymore. Like, why are you making me do fucking schoolwork to, like, not become an alcoholic, dude? Like, there's got to be a solution that's more in line with science, dude. There are medications that make you don't, like, not want to drink anymore, and we're still sending people to AA. It's weird as fuck. But yeah, that's about it for this video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed my rant about fucking AA. Hopefully you guys thought that it was interesting enough and you guys don't leave hate comments about why you think AA is fucking great. Yeah, you are 100% entitled to your own opinion. This is just from somebody who went to AA for 6 months. 3 of them actually cared about AA and was doing the program. Like, this is, like, obviously the program's not for everybody and wasn't for me. But I'm not going to give you shit for having your opinion. Like, you're entitled to your own opinion. I'm going to respect it. If you think AA is great, let me know in the fucking comments. Don't be a bitch about it. Just let me fucking know, you know? But yeah, guys, hope you guys enjoyed today's video. And if you did, leave a like, comment, subscribe. Yeah, and I'll see you guys on the flip side.